spotlight, Hollywood frights. Tough guys gonna fight, sometime love can bite. Yeah. Car chases and sucking faces, starships battles with alien races. Make you laugh out loud, make you feel real proud. Animated delights and heroes in tights. Yeah. Movies so plenty you can watch all night, and all of them gonna be in the spotlight.
Hello and welcome back to In the Spotlight, the web series, and Attack of the Spotlight, the podcast. I'm Kyle Pierson.
And I am John Horton. And today, who's your buddy? Who's your buddy?
You're my buddy. You're
Who's
my
your
buddy.
pal? Oh boy, oh boy. We are talking about buddy movies. We're talking about buddy cop movies, buddy movies, buddy cop buddy movies. There's an assortment of buddy movies, and we're going to talk about 4 of them. Kyle's got 2, I have 2, and I'm going to start it off with a, one of the things we've been doing here on the Spotlight, not intentionally, is we've been talking a lot about one actor in particular, Dan Aykroyd. He seems to keep popping up somehow, and he is going to pop up today with the movie. You want to take a guess, Kyle?
Blues Brothers.
Loose Cannons.
Loose Cannons.
Loose Cannons. Oh my God. Have you guys never heard of Loose Cannons? I certainly as fuck did not. Yes, I did. I really did. But I never watched it until just recently for this episode specifically.
What?
Loose Cannons stars Gene Hackman as a hard-nosed, gruff, angry, smart-ass cop who is teamed up with Dan Aykroyd, who is just coming out of a mental institute for some odd reason. They are on a case to solve a murder. That murder involves Dom DeLuise as Harry the Hippo, the porno king. Harry the Hippo. That's what his name really
I have seen this movie. I don't remember any of that. Wow.
It's kind
Harry
of forgettable.
The porno king.
Yes.
Dom DeLuise.
He's the best part of the movie.
That wouldn't surprise me.
There was a murder at the docks. They have to solve it. Dan Aykroyd just comes out of a mental home. Should I tell why he was in the mental home? I mean, that's kind of one of the catches.
Well, then don't tell.
No, that's one of the things that draws you in. Plus, it's in the commercial. It's in the trailer.
Well, if it's in the trailer, then yeah.
Let's just do it.
Just do it. Just tell me.
Yeah.
Bring it on,
Dan
because
Aykroyd
I honestly do not remember a damn thing about that movie, and I know I've seen it. I know I've seen it.
Dan Aykroyd has multiple personalities, all based on TV characters. Violence sets off the change in him to various other characters. Characters like like John Wayne, like the cast of the Star Trek series, like Roadrunner.
What?
Yes.
I have got to see this movie over again, because I honestly, is it good?
It's not bad. It's not a bad flick. It's cute. I mean, is it something that obviously it's not memorable?
I was gonna say I must not have enjoyed it.
But it's
gotta be better than that Castlevania or whatever the hell movie.
Oh, Transylvania 65000.
No, the one that they did.
Nothing But Trouble.
Nothing But Trouble.
That
was terrible.
My cat is trying to eat through a tote because that is where I stashed his treats. You can literally hear him.
Good kitty.
Do you hear it?
Oh, now he jumped up on a post. Now he's back down.
All right.
Come here, kitty. Come here, kitty.
The Loose Cannons. I mean, it's an 80s flick. It's not the best in the world. It's got some chuckle moments. Again, Dom DeLuise, I don't think... Is there a movie that is bad that has Dom DeLuise in it? I mean, I think that man can save anything.
That's true. Even we were just talking about Smoking the Bandit Part 2. Not a great installment, but he was good in it. So
yeah, exactly.
Plus, dun dun dun!
Oh, Captain Chaos!
Captain Chaos will return in Avengers.
What is the deal with that? I have seen that everywhere.
It's just because they did two promos, and then all of a sudden everyone's saying, because they're talking about how big the cast is, and they're like, okay,
And the Hulk is not in it.
I thought he was. He's
I
not.
read that he was not in it at all. Of course, that could be fake news.
He's
I
probably
also
not
read,
in. He's probably not in the first one because there's two of them, like last time. So he's probably not going to be in the first one, but he'll probably be in the second one to help.
I also heard that Mark Ruffalo, did I pronounce his name?
Ruffalo,
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 Rufella, RuPaul. How do you pronounce his last fucking name?
Ruffalo, Mark Ruffalo, like a buffalo,
but with a ruff.
or with rough. He likes it rough, not when he's in the buff.
And I take it too far. You just ruined us having him as a guest, telling people he likes to take it rough.
That's why he'll be on here.
Now, I just read or was seeing that he got let go from Disney because of his Golden Globes thing and his Be Good button or whatever it was.
I haven't heard that. I don't know.
Could be fake
well,
news.
There's nothing. Probably. My guess is if he's not in it, he's going to be in the next one. Because there's too many characters. They're bringing back people from all of them. So the cast is going to be so freaking incredibly big that if they're going to make, there's going to be something left over for the second film.
Yeah. I think they're
we're going to have two Captain Americas in this thing because, we've got we got the old Captain America and we got the new Captain America, and as far as I know, they're both in it. So we're going to have two different Captain Americas in the exact same movie.
I don't like that. I mean, I love Chris Evans as Captain America, but damn it, give the other guy a chance.
Yeah, I don't know why you would do that unless, especially when these guys are the ones that wrote it, the last one, because that ended great. Yeah. It was a great ending. Now, maybe there's some time travel issue happening again. So
they don't have to have time travel.
Because if he's in it, because he looks normal.
Yeah.
He should be like 80 years old or 90 or however old he would be at this point. 90 something, maybe. I don't remember how old he was. But the promo, he looks young again. So somehow, if he's in it, there's got to be some sort of time issue. And once you introduce time travel into a series, then when you don't use it, that's really what kind of screws this now, is that they can do it whatever they want. And they're like, well, we can always just go back and reset it.
Or because it's Marvel, they can go multiverse.
A multiverse. Oh, yeah. I mean, because already I'm pretty sure the Fantastic Four are not in the same universe as the MCU. So they've got to cross over into that universe because, it's the modern day it's a 1950s, but modern technology, weird, there's no way that that's in the same universe. Am I correct about that, or am I just missing something?
I don't know. I haven't seen the new Fantastic Four. I haven't seen any trailers at all for Avengers Doomsday. I can't watch them because I can't find one that I know for a fact is real.
There's only two that I'm aware of, and it's Thor and it's Captain America, and it's just a quick little emotional thing with them, and then it says Thor returns in Avengers Doomsday. And that's it. I mean, it's these little teasers. They're really short. So I guess every few weeks, because the movie doesn't come out for like a year, every few weeks they're going to release here's another character, here's another character. So there's not.
And that was your random moment of the day, family. Fuck. And that's your random moment of the day, friends. Now, back to our regularly scheduled Buddy Buddy Talk. Kyle?
How did we get off on that one? I have no idea. It's really weird when we just drift off, and I don't know how we drifted off. So anyway, this is my favorite. Well, it's not favorite comedy. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles is my favorite comedy. The funniest comedy.
That's a good Buddy
I
Buddy,
think.
too.
That's true. That's also a good buddy buddy movie that I would have listed had I not already talked about Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. That's the problem because we've talked about Lethal Weapons, we've talked about Rush Hours, we've talked about Tango and Cash. We've already talked about a lot of buddy buddy movies. Dumb and Dumber is one of the absolute funniest movies I have ever seen. If you haven't seen this, I'll be shocked. I think pretty much everybody has seen Dumb and Dumber. Jim Carrey, Jeff Daniels, two buddies from way back when. They live together. They have a dream of starting a worm store. And one of them is a limousine driver, and on dropping off somebody at the airport, they leave accidentally. Well, he thinks that she accidentally left her suitcase. She actually left it on purpose. He grabs it. They set off to Aspen to give the suitcase back to this woman who he is now madly fallen in love with in just the few minutes that they were in the cab together. And there are very, 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 very funny scenes throughout the entire movie. It definitely earns its title Dumb and Dumber. There has been both a prequel, Dumb and Dumber, When Harry Met Lloyd. There's been a sequel, Dumb and Dumber 2. Neither one nearly as good as the original. And one thing that I discovered by reading a book about John Hughes's life may explain why that is. Dumb and Dumber was purchased by the Farrelly brothers as an unfinished script that John Hughes had been working on.
Really?
So apparently that was his movie, and I don't know how. It didn't say how unfinished it was. I don't know if he got 3/4 of the way through and didn't know how to end it. If he didn't have the first act and had an idea, I don't know how much, but it does make me wonder because this movie is so much different than the other movies that they had made. I'm like, okay, I wonder how much of John Hughes is still in this particular film. Nothing against the Farrelly brothers because they've made some really funny movies themselves, but you really see how good of actors these two are. And as much as Jim Carrey is a comic genius, Jeff Daniels, to me, actually has the bigger laughs in the movie.
Yeah, he does.
Because I think it was unexpected how crazy he is. And I just also learned today, Jeff Daniels is going to be on the cast in the new season of Shrinking that starts next week on Apple Plus. So that show was good enough by itself with Harrison Ford in that cast. Now you've got Jeff Daniels, and then also Michael J. Fox is going to pop up as well. So definitely check that out next week. But if you want a fun, laugh your ass off, buddy movie, you will not find a funnier one than Dumb and Dumber. John, what's your next one?
My next one's a little bit more recent, 2023, and I love both of the actors in this movie. It may come as a bit of a surprise. I was looking for something more recent. We always seem to fall into the 80s, and what was Dumb and Dumber? Was that early 2000s or?
That was 1990.
Wow.
Something. It was in the 90s because I was working at a radio station, I think. Actually, I think I was working for this one. And
Nice.
I was there and we were hosting one movie which wasn't very funny. And the theater people came in and said, "Hey, we're gonna spool Dumb and Dumber, and we need somebody to watch it to make sure it's good for tomorrow, and no one's available. do you want to watch this? And I leaned over to the guy and I'm like, you want to go see a Dumb and Dumber? And he's like, yeah, let's go. So he bolted out the one that was crap, sat through that and watched it by ourselves before it was released, and which was good because I just kept laughing my ass off. So annoying that
Yeah.
I'm glad I wasn't in an auditorium with a bunch of people.
Nice.
But yeah,
Very
so
nice.
that's 1990 something.
Well, see, again, we keep falling back into the past with a lot of this stuff.
Yes, we do.
So I went with something a little bit more recent.
All
The
right.
film is called Hidden Strike with
Interesting.
John Cena, and Jackie Chan. I love the both of them. Yes,
I
Jackie
did
Chan.
not know that they had collaborated on a film. How did I
Yes,
not know this?
it's
Was this released
2000.
in theaters?
I don't think so. No, I think this was a direct streaming. Um, I don't remember who has it. We'll
Huh.
have to look that up because I don't remember that part. But I mean, plot. Okay, what you need a plot? Jackie Chan and John Cena are ex special forces from opposite ends. They have to team up to save people and save the world. Enough said. Fucking funny. I love
Really?
Cena. I love Jackie Chan. I've loved Jackie Chan for so long, even from his Golden Harvest days over in China. He's the
Yeah.
only autobiography I've ever read was Jackie Chan.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah, no, he's incredible. He is death defying. He's gotten injured more times than I think any actor ever has,
Yep.
and funny as hell. He
Oh yeah, he
does
is.
not. Yeah, and I remember, and we may have talked about it on this show. It was when he was in um, his first American film, I believe, was Cannonball Run. I think,
Yes.
anyway. And then because there was bloopers at the end and everybody loved him so much, then he started making sure that there was bloopers in his movies too. Because he's like, okay, people. So for a long time, a lot of his movies started having bloopers in them as well.
Well, this one
So
has some outtakes at the end of it that are fucking funny,
I
especially
bet,
when
I
Cena,
bet.
the very last scene where Cena's trying to tell him a joke, and it's just fucking hilarious. The blooper. um,
Oh my God. Yeah, I definitely got to check this one out because I love those guys.
yeah. Speaking of outtakes at the end, one of the things that I fell in love with Jackie for, not only for his death defying, his amazing stunt work, his charisma, but one of the movies that he's done, I can't remember the name of it, but he was in Australia. He's got it one on that I think you got to pay for it right now, but it's called the Panda Project, I think, where he's got to save a panda bear or some shit.
I've
He's
never
getting a
heard of
little
that one either.
weird. But at the end of this one movie that fuck, I wish I could remember. I think it was Who Am I? It was a Golden Harvest one of his films that he made over in Japan or China. But he's at an aquarium and he reaches out to pet one of the fish or something. And when he touches it, he pulls his hand back real quick. He's like, hee. Just his childlike reaction to touching this fish. It was so goddamn touching. I was just like, that is the coolest thing I've ever seen. I love Jackie Chan and John Cena. I mean, fuck.
Yeah, yeah. No, that one, yeah, you sold me on that. I definitely got to check that out.
Yeah,
Definitely
and
got
like
to
you
check
said,
that out.
all you got to do is say John Cena in a movie with Jackie Chan. You don't even need a fucking plot.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's. I remember I always liked Jackie Chan's previous work that I saw. I remember I think Rumble in the Bronx was the one that I was introduced to him in, and then I watched some of his previous ones, and then he did Shanghai Noon with Owen Wilson. I remember thinking, this Owen Wilson guy is pretty funny. He's going to go somewhere, and then
Yep.
he ends up blowing up, and that's a really good buddy film in itself.
Yes.
Because there's two. There's Shanghai Noon, Shanghai Night. Shanghai Nights is not nearly as funny as Shanghai Noon. Shanghai Noon is just it's a western. It's another fish out of water situation with, you got a cowboy who's really bad at it, and then, Jackie Chan comes in from overseas and kind of makes him a better cowboy, and he makes him a better, American, and it's funny.
It is.
I remember there's one scene where he's trying to shoot and he's missing everything, and one of the villains is like, "How do you make it out here?" Like, it's just really good. So that's another good buddy film. Fortunately, I'm going back to the past again for my next one. This one actually doesn't start off as a buddy movie. It gets there along the way. Nothing to Lose. This is a
Okay.
movie that there was every damn movie that was playing had a trailer for this film. It's got Tim Robbins, Martin Lawrence, and Tim Robbins believes that his wife is having an affair with his boss and wants to do something about it. In the meantime, he gets robbed by Martin Lawrence, and then somehow they end up in this whole driving across country, and they're being chased, and they also have a few other things they need to take care of themselves, and they absolutely hate each other. But along the way, they come to understand each other and have respect for each other. And it is really, really funny, and it's also a bit touching.
Oh,
And it's not one that people talk about a lot anymore. If you're going to talk about a Martin Lawrence buddy film, you're going to talk about Bad Boys.
yeah.
And if you talk about, Tim Robbins, you're immediately going to Shawshank Redemption or something like that.
Good point.
This is a good movie. Um, Another one where the people I know that have actually seen it really enjoyed it. And I was actually surprised. I was talking to somebody once, and the song was playing behind us, and they're like, "Oh my God, the Scat Man." They're like, "Have you ever seen Nothing to Lose?" I'm like, "Yeah," and we were both talking
Oh,
about it just
yeah.
because of this song is in it, and it's really funny. So definitely check out this film, whether you're a fan of either of them or not. This is a just a nice, heartfelt, but very funny buddy movie. So enjoy that. Is
That's
that it,
pretty
or did
good.
we?
I have not seen that one.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely check it out. It's not even, I don't think it's that long. I think it's, back when movies were an hour and a half to an hour and 45 minutes or so, and they got all the jokes that they needed to, but it's a really good setup, and and I remember seeing that at the it was because it was on every single movie. I'm like, my God, I can't wait for this movie to come out just so I don't have to see it anymore.
Yeah.
And then we ended up seeing it in the movie itself, and then I'm like, okay, well now I'm going to buy it, and it's like it was like okay. So, but I haven't seen it in a long while because we were talking about doing the buddy movie. I'm like, you know what, I got to pull that back out again because it's really a fun flick. So
Right.
check that out. That's what I wanted to say. Do one that was going to be really popular that people probably have seen, and then this one that people haven't had necessarily the opportunity to have seen it. I believe it may be on Hulu. I'm not positive because I think it was a Touchstone picture. I'm not positive, but yeah, it's got to be somewhere for sure.
Right. Well, Loose Cannons I watched on Tubi. I was going to do Collision Course, but I couldn't manage to finish watching it. That's on YouTube. You remember Collision Course?
Who's in that? I remember it. Is that
Jay
the?
Leno and Pat Morita.
Oh yeah, no. Isn't there the Crocodile Hunter? Wasn't there a Crocodile Hunter Collision Course movie?
I think there was. I think that was also
Yeah.
called Collision Course. Besides Collision Course starring Jay Leno and Pat Morita, there was also Crocodile Hunter Collision Course, which came out in 2002. There's a Collision Course that came out in 2012 starring Tia Carrera. There was Ice Age Collision Course, which came out in 2016. A Nigerian film called Collision Course in 2021. Collision Course, Truman vs. MacArthur, 1976, Henry Fonda. And Collision Course 2007, who could forget that one with Stephen Baldwin and Gabriel Anwar? Well, this
I have
one
never.
was,
I know I haven't seen the Jay Leno movie.
yeah, that one already started off. First off, being on YouTube, not the best quality, not the easiest thing to watch.
Yeah.
And then Jay Leno's opening segment, I'm just like, I don't think I'm going to watch this. Not even with Chris Sarandon in it, who I'm sure, I don't even know what part Chris Sarandon plays, but I'm sure it's a bad guy. I'm pretty sure he was the bad guy. Um, I asked my wife. I said one of the things me and Kyle are going to be doing is buddy cop movies or buddy movies. And I said, what do you think would be good? Do you have any ideas? Her first, without hesitation, the first thing she said, she asked me, would Turner and Hooch count? I'm like,
That would count.
you've
I
seen
like.
Turner and Hooch, my dear? Apparently so.
I'm sure she has. It's got a dog in it
Yeah,
who lives. So that's
thank
plus.
Christ for that.
Most animal movies I will not see because I'm almost certain that they're gonna die at the end. I'm like, I'm not gonna sit through this and be depressed. I don't care. I know what's gonna happen, and
Yeah,
so you gotta, you know, I know if I watch Beethoven, I'm all set because there's like 6 or 7 Beethoven movies, so I know he at least lives through 6 or 7. So, but most animal movies, yeah, I don't need somebody to do a Old Yeller or a Marley and Me on me. So
yeah, no,
I'm not gonna do it.
no. I even have a hard time watching a horror movie that has an animal in it.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. Every time they bring up an animal, we're sitting there, my wife's like, "Uh, dog better not die," and I'm like, they don't usually, but every now and then.
I have to grab the remote so I can mute it at the very least when it's getting. We just watched. This will be at end of the. This should be at the end for our little update thing. We just watched the movie together on Hulu. It came out last year in theaters.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Just hit streaming recently. Right in the very fucking beginning, there's a goddamn dog. I'm like, you got to be fucking
Uh,
kidding me.
oh man. Well, see, that's the problem I have with Yellowstone because I have a a speck of a scene in the prequel 1923, so I'm like, okay, I got to watch Yellowstone. My wife's, oh my God, you'll love Yellowstone, doesn't matter. And she was trying to talk me into watching it before, but I didn't watch it because like one of the first things they do is they kill a horse. Well, then I'm watching the second one, and then they kill some other animal, and then there's this rodeo, and they're just abusing these damn animals. And I'm like, I'm not watching this. So I've tried, I think 3 times now to watch Yellowstone, and I can't do it. You can kill all the people you want.
Yeah,
I just when you do an animal, and then what's at least now I know that they're not injuring the animals.
right,
Years ago, they probably injured the animals. I
right.
remember seeing a movie where they scared animals with a plane, and these horses were jumping off this cliff, and I'm pretty sure horses jumped off that cliff. And I was like, oh my God. And I saw something not too long ago where they killed us. I hate snakes, but they chopped a snake's head off, and I'm like, I'm 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 dead certain they just killed a snake. I was like, I know when this was made. I don't think they got a fake snake. It looked like a fake snake, and that scene never changed until that head was off. And I was like, no, you can't do that. So
Friday the 13th did that, the original.
that's what it was. I was rewatching Friday the 13th, and I was like, son of a bitch, they killed this damn snake. And yeah,
Yes, they
because
really did.
I did those fan movies. So I'm like, okay, we got to watch every one of these Friday the 13th movies. And right off the bat, I'm like, you bastards, I know you killed that snake. I know you
Yes,
killed that
they
snake. So,
sure did.
yeah.
I'm not even certain if it was planned or not. I think that I feel like the snake was really in there that they didn't know about it. It just made its way
They
in
just
there.
shot it.
They just shot the scene.
Or just as I scene, huh? Well, either way, yeah. Again, he can kill every person on that in that camp. You kill the snake. Even I hate freaking snakes.
Mhm.
But I had one in my damn living room, and my wife got it out. I was like, I couldn't be anywhere near it, but I was like, we also can't kill it. And we could have just whacked that sucker, but nope, it was in this bucket and she's got the fire poker and she's sliding it over and I'm standing on the couch.
You're sitting on the couch screaming like, ow!
She, we heard I had brought in a bunch of wood from outside. So apparently I brought the snake in. It was in my hands and I didn't even notice. And I put it in this bucket and we're sitting there watching a movie and we're crackle, like wood moving around and scraping on metal. They're sitting there and I'm like, oh, I said, I think there's something in that bucket. And she said, did you bring something in? And I'm like, sounds like it. And so she gets up and she knows how petrified of snakes I am. So she starts walking over and she goes, okay, you need to get out of the room. And I knew exactly what it was at that point. And I jumped up. I'm like, oh, God. She's like, what are we going to do? And I'm like, I don't know. And so and I was like, she got the fire poker, stuck it in the edge of the thing, and she slid it over. And I'm just waiting for this thing to come out of this. And I'm like, oh my God. So I opened the door and she flung it out. And then it was, I guess, on her deck. And then she got it off there.
Wow.
But it was the least, and I've had many, but the least manly moment in my life was finding myself standing on a couch while my wife went one-on-one with a snake. It was probably like a little gardener snake or something, but
Probably.
I
Kyle, I'm not a bad person. I really am not a bad, malicious person. But you're goddamn lucky you're not married to me. Because that snake, I would have got that poker underneath and bling right at you. And I wouldn't be able to stop myself.
I would kill you.
The whole time I'd be saying,
I would grab that snake and shove it right up your ass. Have you seen the video? There's this video online where, for a prank, I think it's in Japan or China or something, and these guys are in the restroom, right? And they're sitting down, and they take these damn like boa constrictors, and they start putting them over the top of the thing. So they're sitting there taking a shit. And they look up, and there's this freaking huge ass snake coming down at them, and they're like, "Both." If somebody did that to me, I would kill them. I can't take it. I was in a pet store once, and somebody was just walking around with one of those snakes, and I walked in, like, I was like, nope, nope, nope. I shouldn't be saying this online. Someday I'm going to be trapped in someone's basement, and they're going to, it's going to be some saw thing, and they're like, well, there's going to be snakes all over, and they're going to set up a trap for my fears. So,
yes.
No, we're not doing a Fear Factor episode either. Hot Ones was good enough. I ain't doing Fear Factor 2.
See, the thing is, like you said, I wouldn't want to do that to you or to my wife or to anybody. I don't want to do, but I couldn't help myself. I just wouldn't be able to stop.
No,
I couldn't.
There's one thing I almost did to my wife, and I was smart about it. She had this dream where she reached in her pockets and there's all these mice and they're just climbing all over, whatever. And she freaked out because there was these mice in her pockets. We had a cat and we had all these little toy mice. And I'm like, it'd be funny if I took all these mice and stick them in her pockets. And then she puts them in there and she started freaking out because all these mice are in her pockets. But then I thought about it and I'm like, no, she'll get back at me. She knows what scares me, and I will wake up some morning and she'll have placed a fake snake on me and I will die of a heart attack. So I didn't do it, and I know my limits when
I don't have that inner control.
Oh my God.
I remember I got a bag of plastic bugs and the toilet lid gets closed, but I put them all over the toilet so when she opened it. Ah! I was in trouble for a while on that one. I just can't stop myself.
the thing is that you see them, or she stumble in at night to take a piss in the middle of the night, lift it up, and then sit on them, and then like piss all over the damn bathroom. Oh my God.
Yeah,
See, this is the type of thing we could do pranks. You need to set up the camera,
yeah.
so we can, that'll be, we can add some comedic elements to this show.
I think we've got enough comedic elements.
Oh
It's
my
one thing
God.
for me to scare the shit out of Stacy. If I film it and put it online, I'm fucking dead. I'm a fucking goner. This
If it
show
gets a
is
lot of
over.
hits, you have to explain to her that that might be what finally puts us over the top and gets us well known.
She would not care. She would either
Oh,
kill me or she'd take my balls. One or the other. And she'd probably kill me because she knows I ain't got no use for them anyway.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, I'm a
What?
grandfather.
What
I'm a grandfather.
are you? That's pretty tricky
Our
since you have
land
no
snails
kids.
had babies.
Oh, really?
We have oh my god, they're like teensy tiny. They're like the size of a fucking pinhead.
Wow, that's interesting. That's
Yeah.
cool. How many?
I have no idea. They're supposed to, I've seen four,
Wow.
but the snails are supposedly they can lay you can get like 20 to 50.
What are you gonna do with all of them? Just keep them?
Hopefully I don't get that many. Because
That's
I don't
that's
fucking know.
wow.
You want me to send you some snails?
No,
Are you
no,
are
I've
you
got
afraid of snails?
no, but I've got the two dogs. I got the cats, and then we were walking the dogs, and it was below zero, not below zero, below freezing. And there's two cats wandering around the neighborhood, and one of them's like a kitten. And we're like, oh shit. And
Yeah.
we were gonna try to take them in and put them in the house for the week, but we're like, well, if we take one, because we never seen them at the same time, and we think one's the kitten of the other one. So we're
Mhm.
like, if we take one and the other one goes exploring to try to find the one, will they run off and they'll never see them again? So we left them out there because they're like, well, at least they can cuddle with each other. We
Right.
just hope, after this, freeze, because it's going to be freezing again or still for, a week. So it was freaking us out. We're like, oh man, because, we don't know who they belong to. There's no collars. We could always take them to the vet and have them checked, but most likely if they're outside and there's a kitten, somebody left them out there on purpose.
Yeah.
So we're like, well, so we're this close to ending up with two more freaking cats. And I'm like, no, we had turtles for a long time. We had turtles for like 2 years, and then we released them somewhere we shouldn't have. But there was a whole bunch of other ones there. We're like, okay,
Okay.
they'll live a good life. And then I think somebody drained it. And we went back and they were gone. And I'm like, oh, it was like they were like that for, oh, I was, yeah, I don't even like to think about it. But we got them. We went to a flea market and this guy had this thing of these little turtles. I mean, tiny. And a couple of them were dead already. And we're sitting there like, well, we'll take two. I took two just to give them away from this guy.
Yeah,
And I'm
no
like,
shit.
oh my God. Well, then they grew to be like this big. And I'm like, well, what are we going to do about that? So, so we got this huge fish tank. I mean, it was huge. And then you got
Mhm.
to replace 25% of the water every week. And it was a lot of work, but we didn't
Yeah.
care. But they just, we're sitting there and it's just, this is all I can do for every day of their life. And I'm like, no, 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 no. We're going to risk putting them somewhere where there's other turtles. And even if they don't live a long life, they'll live a happier life. And
Right.
then, frickin' a couple weeks later, that pond had been drained. And I was like, I just couldn't believe it. I was like, my wife's like, that's what you get for going back. And I'm like, I went back to visit them. I didn't know. So I'm like, well,
I thought
oops.
about getting turtles, but then I read how much work they are. I'm like, I'm too
It's
old
it's
to.
a it's a lot of work. They live for like 40 years.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're gonna outlive you most likely. Um, and then yeah, you don't want to give them to kids because kids are not gonna take care of them the way they need. If you give them to adults, they'll probably die before. I mean, they are a lot of work. You've got to be fully freaking committed to doing it. And we were. I mean, we had all kinds of displays and we had a system set up where we could suck water out and from across the room. We had this tubing
Oh
system
yeah.
and clean all the stuff, and put all the right chemical, I mean, we really did for like 2 years. But we had these things that they have to bask in the light,
Mm,
and the platforms they weighed so much that they couldn't even the thing wasn't big enough. We had two of them, and we're like, well, if we put something too big in there, they still also need to be able to breathe
right.
and swim, and like, so that's when we're like, no. And then we ended up selling the tank to somebody two doors down that also has turtles.
Oh,
So at
that
least
worked
they
out.
had a much smaller tank. So I'm like, well, at the very least, we made. Hopefully, the our turtles ended up having the two best weeks of their life, and the other turtles have twice as much space as they used to. So hopefully, it all worked out.
Right.
But yeah.
We have land snails. We have aquatic snails. We have two hermit crabs, and we had two praying mantises. We're down to one praying mantis. All of them, well, the aquatic snails were a pain in the ass, but the other three, shit. Spray them, throw some food in there, done.
Really? So yeah, that's the way to do
Oh,
it.
and make sure they don't climb out of the fucking cage. I haven't told Stacy,
Oh no.
but
You're hearing this first, Stacy.
about 2 weeks ago, I think it was, I went to the land snail tank and I'm looking in there and I only see one. We've got three
Uh-huh.
adults. I only see one. I'm like, okay. Let me take the lid off, see if they're no. Two of them are fucking missing. I'm like, what the fuck? I spent an hour looking all over the table that we have them. The little fuckers got out somehow. I don't know how. But I found
Wow.
one on the upper lip underneath the table.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
The other one had climbed out of the cage all the way to the edge of the table, all the way down the fucking leg, and was about this far from the goddamn floor.
Oh wow.
What the fuck are you doing?
Wow.
And I have no idea how they got out because there's only about this much of a gap on the lid, and these fuckers are like that big around. So I don't know how they got their fucking shell out that goddamn thing.
There's always a way. There's always a way. I had roommates. I lived in this house with three women, and one of them had a hamster. It was a fat hamster. It was a fat. I'm like, my God, this is a fat hamster. And then one day we looked in there, like, oh, it was a pregnant hamster.
That's why he was fat.
Yeah, there was eight. I think it was eight little baby hamsters, and they would all sleep in the tower. So you had the thing, but all of them slept in the little tower. Well, they got too big and it broke off. And one day all the hamsters were gone and we could not. And I was living in the basement. I kept the uh, lawn mowed and all this stuff because I knew one of the girls' parents. And I'm sitting there, I'm on the phone with a friend, and all of a sudden I see this hamster run by. And I was like, it's down here. Hold on, I gotta go. So we got behind the washing machine and I don't remember what she ended up doing with all those hamsters. But yeah, they got loose and they were everywhere in this house. So I don't know if it fell down every single step or what, but boing, 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 boing. But
Ta-dum, 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 ta-dum,
yeah,
ta-dum, ta-dum.
so I felt bad for it. But yeah. So this has been another exciting edition.
Two random moments.
Two random moments here on the In the Spotlight web series and the Attack of the Spotlight podcast. For more, tune into our website. It's on Facebook at facebook.com/In the Spotlight. Our next episode we're going to talk about our favorite scores. 4 scores and 8 total. Coming up on our next episode of In the Spotlight and Attack of the Spotlight. For John Horton, I'm Kyle Pierson. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.
Besides Collision Course starring Pat Morita and Jay Leno, we have Crocodile Hunter Collision Course, which came out in 2002 starring Steve Irwin. There's also a film in 2012 called Collision Course starring Tia Carrera. Ice Age Collision... Besides Collision Course starring Pat Morita and Jay Leno... Oh, what the fuck. Aside from Collision Course starring... Why do I want to keep saying Jack? There's Collision Course... Fuck you! Besides Collision Course starring... Besides... Collision Course 2012, Tia Carrera starring... I don't like... The mentioned Collision Course starring Jack Black and fuck...